got enough time to show you a few examples and then for you to have experiment on your own. And maybe I'll revise this song. I hadn't really got a plan, but I could revise it at some point in next class to look at the ideas I'm going to really whiz you through now, which is, if you look at your song sheet for your Copperhead Road sheet, which is the one with all the lyrics, the full lyrics, split into two halves. On the right hand side is a load of neck diagrams with some scale fingerings. Okay. The first neck diagram is just a D chord, because everything we play out of is over the D chord. Not quite true, but for tonight's purposes, it's the same notes, but when we play over G, you just carry on playing the same things. But if I had more time, I'd have done a little bit more work on the G. So the first row is a D chord. The second row is a left-handed Mixolydian scale played off the A string, right? Hopefully that fingering is vaguely familiar or semi. Do you notice how that left-handed scale overlaps the D chord? Because chords and scales have a very close relationship. So, the reason I would have quizzed you on this, but the reason I put that particular scale is because it overlaps the D chord. So you can do this. Maybe I can give you an example for each diagram. Whether we get a chance to play anything together is a question. So you've got a D chord. What you can do is you can just sit there, put the record on, and play around inside the scale. Just that scale. Do you notice there's 4 scales and then there's a break and then there's another 4 at the bottom? Okay? Now, the top 4 is to do with playing across the neck. So that the important thing, if you want to decipher my intentions, that across the neck one, which I've just described there, I'm going to come back to that in a minute. I'm trying to do this quick. So drop down now to the second block of 4. Now there, can you see the D chord is still there? Right? But what it is the same Mixolydian scale, but it's laid out along the G string. So you've got... The thing with that scale is that the home is in the middle of the scale. So home is there. Now you can also play up and down the string then. So you go, my name's Johnny Petty. I did it earlier. My name's Johnny Pettymore. And you go. And then you can also pull the melody out of it. But do you notice, this is recklessly quick this is, if you look at simultaneously, okay, the second one in that block there, the second one so the third one up from the bottom, fix that one, and then look at the second one down from the top, right? Now, the G string, can you see that one gap, no gap, played out of the D chord? Use the D chord as a reference, right? Use the D chord. So what I'm saying is that this is what it sounds like. There's your D chord, and you got played out of your D chord, which is the notes you found, yeah? Do you see how it's the same? Those 3 notes appear in the one string version of the scale and in the one that goes across the neck. The same string word in the same place. So there's a crossover there of the scales. So just like you were doing when you played up and down the long, like when we did this. You can go up a string and then across the neck and then back. You can also do that. You can play around inside the scale and you can also play up and down the string. That's then the next thing is go back to the top block. What I've done with the top block, or have I? Yeah, top block. Second, the third diagram. So we've got top block. First is the D. Second one is just the plain old Mixolydian played out of the A string, left hand. Third one is an extension of the Mixolydian. It's not a full scale. When I said to you about not playing full scales, that's when you're practicing scales. But if you're improvising, they're just extra available notes, and they're nice because in the Mixolydian form, they always come in pairs. So can you see how there's a pair that's tone, semitone in the second grouping, in the second row, and then in the third diagram, it's semitone, tone. I mean, I'm rushed to undo this really fast. So can you see that like it's the same string words stacked on top of each other, then it reverses? That's a really useful, that's like a navigation. It helps you navigate the fingerboard easier because you haven't got to, you can just jump. It gives you more notes available for less thinking time. So the fourth one in the top block, the fourth one is where I wanted to get you to, which is, what I've done is I've taken the elementary scale, which is the left-hand scale, but because I want the D string open, because I want to play some drones along with it, I've moved it from here, moved it from there to here. Because now I can go, and this is what you were doing with the John Lee Pettimore. It's almost linear. Can everybody recognise that as the melody? Instead of going, that, you know, back in September I did Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and it's like you do the melody, then you rearrange the melody notes to make the scale. Well, you got the scale here, part of the scale, that's the root. That's the top of the scale, so it goes the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, top 5 notes of the scale. But instead of going stepwise down the scale from as far as you can reach, you go. And you come back at that note from behind it. And then the second line is which are the notes on which in that fourth diagram, them are all the notes that have been that come out. You can actually pull out the melody from those notes. I was anticipating having an hour of this, so I could give you the outline and then you could play a little bit of it. So because you've done the melody all night, you start with the melody in your ear, and you should be able to. I mean, I think because Amanda's already worked the first one out, so I'm sure you could get the. So if I tell you the note, same as my daddy, same which is the one underneath it, because you were playing, and then into that one on the third fret, you go. And that's the melody. And you can even bring it. As you go to Pettimore, put the chord in, then and then you go. It's a bit like Norwegian wood, but it's a different scale. What you want to work out is how you can play melody fragments while holding the chord down. That's all you have to do. So you don't have to, if you do this, it's hard because you want to keep some drone strings going. And that's basically it.